Hello everyone, this is Mr. Jingles with another StarCraft 2 report. As always, me, Protoss. I'm actually going to be playing against Zerg this time, and I'm going to try and show you how a 2-gate rush can be used for both offense and defense in case they 6-pool. This player happens to not 6-pool, but I do have the 2-gate ups in case he does, and I turn it into a 5-gate rush, not 5-gate rush, but a 5-gate Blink Stalker method, which actually destroys him. Now, again, I do express the importance of early scouting, and I can't tell you how important it is that you get that scouting out early, especially when you're fighting Zerg, because Zergs are just so easy to get their numbers up so quick, and they will dominate you if you don't know what they're doing. And Zergs build so quick as opposed to Protoss, who build so slow. You're reacting most of the time instead of reacting like with Terran. So I'm doing some early scouting. I see he's got a lot of drones, and I see he's got a spawning pool coming up pretty late in the game. So I'm actually going to assume he's doing fast expansion, which is fine because 2 gates do great against fast expansion. You can see here a little later than I probably should have. I do have two gateways going up here to spawn some units, and they're making an effective wall in my base. So even if he did 6-pool, he would not be able to get in. With a waypoint in front, it would spawn 2 zealots in front, and zealots just absolutely tear through Zerglings so long as you keep them from getting surrounded. You can see here I captured one of his gas, because if he's going early expansion, and he is going to see that I'm 2-gating. If he goes early expansion, he's going to need the gas for roaches, which is the counter for the 2-gate push, and I did steal one of his gas, which gives me line of sight in his base, but not letting him see. He has to deal with it, and if he takes these drones off of harvesting, it's going to hurt his economy, and if he attacks it with any warrior units, I'm going to see that he has them, and I'm going to know what he has. Another thing that I did, and I haven't done it yet, because, no, I did do it, sorry. Here's my proxy pylon, and I do admit, I've said before, getting the proxy pylon in their base is the way to go, but on this map, there isn't really a corner to the base that they're not going to see, and when he was scouting earlier, he did make sure to scout his base, so obviously a skilled Zerg player. But I did get this proxy pylon down here, and I'm going to tell you on this map, this is the best place to have it because it gives you line of sight on an early expansion into this natural resource area, but it doesn't let them see it if they build there, and it does not let them see it if they attackingly move or move from their base to your base, because the path that they're going to take keeps them out from seeing it, but you can see them. So they've destroyed my gas collector that I built in their base. Not a big problem. It wasn't doing anything for me, just giving some information. Here you can see he's scouting my base, and I've said it before, I don't mind them scouting my base because I'm letting them think I'm doing something that I'm not actually doing. And I'm actually getting my cybernetics core to get my warp gate research up because we know that I love that. Getting my second gas because I am going to actually transfer this into a Blink Stalker, and I'm going to need the gas for that. Here I did attack with the 4 zealots that I had because I wanted to be able to destroy that early expansion, which I could see. And actually, let me just rewind that a little bit because I do want to show you my side of view. I can see this early expansion. He cannot see my pylon, and in fact, he does not actually see the pylon until very late in the game. I'm sure he assumes that I've got something there later in the game, but he does not actually come across that pylon for a while. So here is my 4 zealot push from a 2-gate, and it's not exactly a 2-gate rush at this point, because I knew he was going to do fast expansion. It's kind of a slower rush than I'd want it to be, but really, I'm getting the pressure on quick, and I'm getting it on early, and I'm trying to get him to think that I'm going to keep going zealot rush, because he's going to counter with roaches, and Blink Stalkers are great against roaches, and when you go roaches, you really kind of, if you've only got one base, you're really kind of putting all your money into roach. So I am just going to keep pushing with these 4 zealots, and I am going to do some serious damage, and I do believe I actually, not this time, but I will eventually get his queen. I do not want to get microed into these spine crawlers, which I actually happened to get microed into them because I wasn't paying attention, but you can see here I'm getting my warp gates up. He still has his scout. And I know I said I don't mind him scouting, but I did mean to kill this scout before he saw me get warp gates, because I don't like them knowing I have warp gates, and eventually I am going to get my 5th gate in. You can see me here warping in more units, and he still does not know that I have that there. And I just happened to catch him off guard when he was going to break this rock into this expansion, and I got 9 zealots charging into his base. I'm not really too worried about these spine crawlers anymore. I am going to try and do some serious damage with these 9 zealots, and I do happen to take out both his queens in this push right here, and that's really going to hurt his econ. So, and we can see that I'm going to take this out with some reinforcements that I am warping in down here. And I did finally take out his scout, and I am going to get my 5th gate soon. And I'm going to keep pushing. I got my probe over here to build my expansion, because with this build you are going to be short on gas, but you are going to be more than enough on minerals. So here I'm again, poor microing. I get surrounded so my zealots can't retreat, so he obviously destroys me. I'm bringing in more zealots, keeping the pressure up. I can see here he's got speedlings, which are the absolute bane to Stalkers. So I am still going to go warp Stalker to counter roaches, because if you see here, I do eventually see... Oh, not yet. I will eventually see this. There we go. I know he now has roaches, or at least the ability to get roaches by seeing this. Try to take out some of his economy, which is important too. And down here again, I'm keeping the pressure up. I'm just warping in zealots while I'm just saving up some gas, because I want to have a surplus amount of gas. There we go. I'm almost at 1,000 gas, and I know a lot of people, and I know I say most of the time, you don't want to build your resources up that high. But when you want to warp in 5 or 6 stalkers at once, you're going to want the gas, because yes, they don't cost a lot of gas, but I never want to have to worry about it. And this expansion I've got going here on these rich mineral fields will take care of my mineral problem, because I am going to actually be mineral starved for a while. You can see here he's pulling back the injured spine crawler. Great Zerg play on this guy's part, and I mean, again, he is a great player, and I am struggling most of this game. Starting to get some of my stalkers in. I was a little late. I know if you saw last time I was down here, I did build my Twilight Council. I was a little late with that, and I was a little late with my Blink research, and it's going to cost me a lot of stalkers in a little bit, but it's okay. I managed to come back. So I've got my 5 gates going. He only knows that I have 4 gates, and he only knows that at least 2 of them are warp gates, but I'm sure he can assume the other 2 are. I'm sure he knows I've got a pylon in the area, because I'm just coming in way too quick. So here he is. He's building up his defense, because he cannot get an expansion. He is going to need to push out. I just happened to move in at the right moment there to capture that before they actually sunk in and started being able to hit me. I lost 1 stalker. I took out a spine crawler, and I don't have my hit bars on. That's a problem. And I was able to just warp in 3 more stalkers. And so my natural expansion here is going. Not pilling probes for some reason. Again, horrible macro on my part. And we can see here, speed it up again. We can see he's got more speedlings coming, and I know he has speedlings. And you can see he's building more, because he saw stalkers, and obviously he's going to want to counter with speedlings, because they're just going to absolutely destroy my stalkers. And I don't do it quick enough, but I will do it towards the end here. I am going to actually mix my army with Blink Stalker, and I wanted to get charge lots, but I don't actually get it. You can see they are horrible micro on my part, but there's my zealots. My zealots are going to absolutely destroy those speedlings, while my stalkers are actually going to destroy the roaches. It's a good combination. Again, that was horrible, horrible micro on my part. I got pulled in and I didn't pull out. And I did build a robotics facility in case I needed to get Colossus, but I didn't actually go that route. Instead, I got an Observer and a Void Ray out of this Stargate, which I was originally actually going to get Phoenixes to destroy these. Like I've said before, I do not enjoy Void Ray. I think it's a cheap unit. But this will give me line of sight up this building, up this ramp here, and he doesn't have any Hydralisks, which is another reason I feel like I cheated towards the end of this, because he has no real air defense except for those queens, and those queens are just going to drop once I get that Void Ray fully charged. But here he is, he's attacking, he's trying to pull me in, and I got a Void Ray coming here, and again, at this point it's pretty much game over, because the Void Ray is just going to absolutely demolish what he's got going here. And again, I feel really bad about that too, because he's got this queen, and yes, the queen's going to hurt this Void Ray, but the Void Ray gets big beam damage, and the Void Ray just destroys stuff. So he's finally attacking. I'm just blinking one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Really poor micro on my part, because this Void Ray was getting hit, and I was really worried about it. So Void Ray gets fully charged up. You want to bounce from building to building as you go through their base with the Void Ray. You want to try and keep it fully charged. I failed a little bit there. So he's got another queen still. The only thing he's got for air defense is this last queen. He's got no Hydralisks, no Spore colonies. He's trying to build one there, and I just absolutely demolished it. And he got the GG right there. Again, great Zerg player. He just happened to, this proxy pylon saved me. And the early scouting. And again, I let him scout my base to see the 2-gate rush, because I wanted to force him to go to roaches, because I love countering roaches with Blink Stalkers. It's wicked fun, and Blink Stalkers will actually demolish those roaches if you do it right. So again, early scouting, my proxy pylon, I can't express the fact that the proxy pylon is really what won me the game here, I think. And if you can get it in their base, great. If not, get it out where they're not going to see it, so you can keep getting units in. It's better to get it in the base against Terran, because that siege wall defense, you'll never get through it. It's great to come in behind it, but you can always substitute a proxy pylon in the back with a warp prison, which I easily could have built right there. So I hope you enjoyed. Have fun. Good luck with your future games, guys.